Hi everyone, it's Mary, and I want to welcome you to my channel. It is Friday, February 27th, 2026, and I cannot believe we're at the end of February already. So I hope you've had a great couple of weeks. I've been very productive. I've got a couple whips to show you. I got a major finish that I completed yesterday, and some plans for the next 2 weeks that I thought I'd share with you. Of course, things are subject to change as they always do, but this is what I'm hoping to get accomplished. Okay. So the first, I'm just going to jump right into it. Okay, so the first thing I have as far as a whip is something I started a couple weeks ago. It's slow going. I had to go to Michael's to get some light purple, but this is the free chart from Sullivan's. You could get it on their website, and they have a lot of cute ones as well. And it's called Rainbow Heart. So this is what I've done so far. So I'm over halfway through. I'm just moving on up into the top part of the heart, and then I'm debating on whether I'm going to do the ribbon. Let me know what you think. I don't know if it's necessary, but if you feel like I should, then obviously I'll do it. So comment below what you think. But this is just done on some 28 count white even weave. And it's just something I enjoy picking up when I have a few extra minutes and I didn't want to work on something large. Okay, so let's backtrack. I got my notes here. February 13th was the last time we met up. And I only worked on Manatee that one day. And I did 447 stitches. It is out of the Stoney Creek, book 114, Sea and Sun. So it's this leaflet. This is the front of it, that way you know. And I'm really excited that I completed the one Manatee, and I actually started back stitching as well. Isn't he adorable? Look at him. So while I was at Michael's, I didn't have the lightest green, so now I could start working on the seaweed and work on the next Manatee. So I'm going to resume this as my Friday whip until it gets done, which I'm hoping will be by April. That would be wonderful. The next thing I worked on, this was for the weekend of February 14th and 15th, is U.S. Air Force. It's from book 272 from Stoney Creek, Colors of Freedom. This is the cover. Now this has been a challenge because I do stitch in hand, and some of the outer metallic, is finicky. Wanted to get loosened, so I decided to start back stitching. So now you could tell the difference between the back stitch is on this side and the non-back stitch is on this side. And it really makes a difference. So the outer part is red, and then the inner part, we work 310. So this weekend, for sure, I'm going to work on the chevron and hopefully make some really good progress on that. It was just, I guess it's because it was Valentine's weekend. I just did not feel like getting into the finicky metallic, but I'm excited and I'm raring to go, and I want to see this finished this month, the month of March. So I know I could do it. Because once the chevron's finished, then I have to do U.S. Air Force at the bottom, and with the outline, and it's all in the diamante. So that's going to be a lot easier because the cry neck is really thin, almost like like a blending filament. It's really thin, and so it's awkward to work with. But the other one is thicker, so it makes it a lot easier. Okay, so we're moving forward to my epic finish. So February 23rd to 26th. No, I take that back. February 16th to the 22nd, I worked on Foxglove Fairy. I did 2,282 stitches. Then it got to the point where I completed stitching it, and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna bead. Now beading, I did Vegetta as well, so it wasn't full on all day beading, but I broke it down to finish it yesterday because it was so much. And I did make liberties with the beading. I changed it up a little bit, but I love it. I think it's so dimensional. So here she is in all her glory. She's so beautiful. I do have a frame for this. I have to order some matte board from Amazon because I thought I had some, but hopefully she'll get done soon. Fully finished and up on the wall. So I'm gonna get really close so you can see the beading because I feel like the pictures do not do it justice. So you might ask, Mary, what did you do different? So there was some sort of antennae coming up from the top, and I decided I didn't want to do it. I liked her just as she was, as far as her hair, the flowing of the hair and everything. And when I bought the beads, a lot of times you just kit up what they have before you open up the package because the way that she has it, you have to open up this envelope, at least for the older patterns. And I was looking and I was laying out my beads and I thought, why do I have these large, clear, beautiful beads when I don't see it in the body? It was only like 2 on each side of that antenna. And I said, you know what? I love them, so let me incorporate it. So I incorporate it on the top and into the folds. And I love that it gave it a pop of different color besides just pinks. And I'm really happy with it. So now I'll show you before I show anything out. My Vegetta is, I promised my sister that I would do a fairy for her. So she chose from my stash this one, which is Jasmine. I've got it all kitted up with the beads, the floss, and everything. And she's going to be so beautiful. I know. Again, the pictures, if you love the pictures, when you see something in person like that, it's like 10 times better. So my thoughts is to work on this on Thursdays. So this Thursday coming up, I'm gonna start her. So I also wanted to show you, I dyed the fabric. So what I did is I wanted to experiment with green tea. We don't drink it anymore because it doesn't taste as good as when you buy it. So I have all these tea packets, and I was curious to see what it would look like in comparison to the, just the normal tea bags. So in case you're wondering, it's gorgeous. It's not as brown. I would say it's almost like an ecru. It's going to be perfect for this. And so I did about 1.5 cups, 1.5 to 2 cups with 4 tea bags. I steeped it for a few moments to get it as concentrated as I could. I waddled up because I do like a hand-dyed mottled. I wanted it dimensional. I wadded it up and I poured it over it and I let it sit for a couple hours and then I washed it out. And it's so natural. Dyeing it would have been so hard because you have to use so little dye with water that I'm going to do this more often. So I'm really excited to start that. The next thing I worked on was Vegetta. So I worked on that February 24th through the 26th. I did a total of 925 stitches, and he's up to 82.51%. So I worked on a little bit of everything because I didn't want to get bored and then just do one thing at the end and get really bored and not want to work on it. So I did a little bit of his hair. I did a little bit of his blue down at the bottom, and you could tell that I worked on his ear. I did fudge up there, and I have a couple extra lines, but it's random sticky hair, so I'm like, it's fine. And once it's filled in, you're not even gonna know. Because I'm like, there is no way I'm picking out anything, because that is a lot of stitching. This is like poster size, y'all. So that's what I worked on for the last 2 weeks. So moving forward, what do I want to do for the next 2 weeks? I want to say I was really grateful that I worked on just a limited amount of projects for February. You know, with my husband just getting out of hospital, he's been out for a good month. It gave me an opportunity to not worry about rotating projects as much as I would have otherwise. And now I'm ready to get back and jump into doing more because I don't want things to languish. So, for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna work on the weekends. I'm gonna work on Vegetta, and I'm gonna work on my United States Air Force. So typically working on dark fabric, I have a difficult time. So as a backup, I'm gonna work on Vegetta. As far as Fridays, the next 2 Fridays, I'm gonna work on Manatee and see how far I get on that. Hopefully very close to a finish. The next 2 Thursdays, I want to work on Jasmine by Nora Corbett and get a good start because her not that I need to work on it and finish it for July, but her birthday is July 20th. So I think it's possible to get that completed by July. Fingers crossed. And then I'm just going to work on, that gives me Monday through Wednesday to pick up different projects. And I haven't decided if I'm just going to work on one project for 3 days or if I'm going to rotate each day, maybe get 300 stitches in. But I guess I'll just leave that up to next week and how I feel. And the only other thing is I bought some stash. So my mother really liked my manatees. And I always tell family, if there's something you want me to stitch, I'll be more than happy to. Because I know they like it, but I'm not going to do it unless it's something that they want. And so my mom's like, is there any way you could do a sloth? And so I looked. There's a couple of small ones out there. I know that, was it Barbara? I think it's Seashore Stitcher. She pointed me to Yarn, and I think it's Yarn Inspiration. They have a lot of really cute freebies. I think I'll do that as maybe an ornament for her, but I wanted something kind of big for the wall. So Riolis has a kit. It's $22.13, and it's acrylic wool combination, and this is what it looks like. And I just think he is adorable. And I looked at Etsy, and either they were too cute or they were too much of a full coverage commitment that I didn't want to do. I don't want to do anything full coverage 300 by 300. No. And then some of them looked too scary. Like the claws, I felt like could have jumped out and like, killed me or something. But I thought this was perfect, the right amount of cuteness and seriousness. And so I can't wait to start on this. And they have some really cute ones on the back. I love the koala. So I'm really excited. I've been very happy with Funny Bunnies, and I can't wait to get back on that. I did do a random wheel, and so the ones that it picked was Breezy Spring, Arabesque, Blue Dragon, and Funny Bunny. So I'm gonna try to, even if I just do one a week, those 4 is what's gonna get love. And that's pretty much it. I want to thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. The likes and the comments mean the world to me, of course. If you're just passing through, I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel. That would be amazing. And I will catch you in 2 weeks. So I hope you have a lot of stitching time, and you enjoy, our weather's getting better. I hope yours is as well. And that you can enjoy the weather. So take care and happy stitching. Bye now.